brothers and sisters of Occupy Toronto, by extension Occupy 2.0, and by further extension Occupy the world. This message is slowly being disseminated, but I wanted you to know that I had won the battle for your spiritual freedom some 5 years ago in St. James Park by being willing to bless your revolution with my own bloodshed by the rules of Mormon reality. This is technically real. Now, as a canon lawyer, quote unquote, I occasionally break Mormon order for something necessary, like a cigarette. Because I'm willing to communicate with any sniper that feels that they do need to know. And I'll stand with this cigarette and this lit match. And if a sniper needs to take this shot to tell me I'm over the line with the things that I'm saying in regards to all the classified information that I know, they are hereby authorized for shoot to kill. Now, I'm only holding a match right now. So if we want a real right now, somebody holding a kid might need to die. So if that's your shot, sniper, you're cleared. Code red, take it. But that also jeopardized kids to dirty hit units that may be housing pedophiles. Pedophilia breaks so much in regards to the chain of command and secrecy within the intelligence world that me pointing out my father's a child rapist is a national security risk. Because it calls into question the entire method and methodology of everything being used to govern the internet. Let that sink in for a minute. Now, Doctrine and Covenants, and this is why I knew what happened in testimony meeting, is unacceptable. Because, well, we have hieroglyphics here. This is an all-seeing eye. This is the word perpetuo, which is the Latin word for endurance through pain and suffering, something that I knew I would need. And pi is an infinite symbol for all you Fibonacci sequence fans out there that still might want to deny some of the more horrific realities of reality. And that's okay. I mean, not everybody really needs to know about the classified torture facilities, but we do have to find some type of middle ground in order to end the torture for women like Liz Mullick, who is really a bar-certified lawyer at this point, being tortured for knowing what's going on. Okay. So Doctrine and Covenants, section 134, verse 4, is addressed to the governments of the world. We believe that governments were instituted of God for the benefit of man, and that he holds men accountable for their acts in relation to them, both in making laws and in administering them, for the good and safety of society. We believe that no government can exist in peace except such laws are framed and held inviolate as will secure each individual the free exercise of their conscience, their mind, the right to control of their property. That makes sense. And the protection of life. So all you hippies that think you can steal, that's a newsflash. No theft. That's against the rules. We believe that all governments necessarily require civil officers and magistrates to enforce the laws of the same. Yeah, totally. And that such as will administer the law in equity and justice should be sought for and upheld by the voice of the people, if a republic, which I'm claiming Canada should be, and or the will of the soon to pass away peacefully Queen of England. We believe that religion is instituted of God, and that men are amenable to him, and to him only for the exercise of it, unless their religious opinions prompt them to infringe upon the rights and liberties of others, which is a big no-no in freedom of democracy, choice, and free will. But we do not believe that human law has a right to interfere in prescribing rules of worship, to bind the conscience of men, nor dictate forms of public or private devotion. For the civil magistrate should not restrain crime, but not thought crime. Should restrain crime, but never control conscience. Should punish guilt, but never suppress the freedom of the soul. Why are you seeing this video like this? I don't know. That's a big question for you, the viewer. We believe and hereby assert all men are bound to sustain and uphold the respective governments in which they reside, while protected in their inherent and inalienable rights by the laws of such governments, and that sedition and rebellion are unbecoming every citizen thus protected, and should be punished accordingly, that all governments have a right to enact such laws as in their own judgments are best calculated to secure the public interest, at the same time, however, holding sacred the freedom of conscience, which I'm clearly demonstrating for you. We believe that every man should be honored in his station, rulers and magistrates as such being placed for the protection of the innocent and the punishment of the guilty, and that the laws all men show respect and deference, as without them peace and harmony would be supplanted by anarchy and terror. This is an end of terrorism. No more terrorism. The jihad is officially over. Any ISIS agent is now working under the satanic order and is hereby executed to death. I am sorry if you're in a situation and you're getting whacked unnecessarily, but unfortunately, that is what it is. Being placed for the protection of the innocent and the punishment of the guilty, that the laws all men show respect and deference, as without them peace and harmony would be supplanted by anarchy and terror. Human laws being instituted for the express purpose of regulating our interests as individuals and nations between man, and divine laws given of heaven, prescribing rules on worship, on spiritual concerns for faith and worship, both to be answered by man and hereby now his maker, Jehovah Jesus Christ, a black guy with holes in his hands who is coming down here to straighten this bullshit out. So that's who the executioners. And now I got to take a phone call about some more classified information.